So let me show you here in the magnet. So you've got, all right, so we have the North Pole. First of all, let's find, so I've got to hold this, I'm holding this magnet flat so that it's going to face it always. So I'm going to move it around the magnet. But I've got to hold it like this with my fingers so don't fly away. So first of all, I've got to find where they, okay, now, oh, there you can see that. So that's the North and South Pole attracting. You can hear that as a bashing my knuckles. It's got a, right, it's a strong force. This is quite heavy. So you can see how powerful that magnet is. So that is here, the vertical line. Okay, so the plus and the minus, the charge and the discharge are wanting to release. So they want to return back to inertia to try and become one. So they're pulled together. Now if I turn the magnet around the other way, so now I've got the two poles, two positive or two negative charges resisting each other, because they both want to do the same thing, so they're not going to attract each other. You see, it's opposites attract, the similar repel, because if they can't come together because they're both searching for the same thing, they're both trying to return to inertia, and this is the opposite direction of returning to inertia for them. You see, this is the correct direction. This is the opposite direction. So this is taking them, as I push these two things together, they're getting further and further away from inertia. So they're resisting it. They don't want to go back. And in fact, you can't. You cannot push this down to touch it. You need a very powerful pressure machine to push this down. And even then, you will never get to finally touch. The magnetic field, the repulsion is so powerful. The closer you get, the more powerful it gets. You can't push them together. And then, interesting enough, in the middle, so if I take the side of the magnet here, so now if I move it up, it's pushed away. As I come down here, it's pulled in. So as I go up, it's pushed away. As I come down, it's pulled in. Halfway in the middle, this is a plane of inertia. It's neither being pulled up or pushed down. It's exactly in the plane of inertia. So the plane of inertia creates a disk around it. There's a disk around it. So this disk around it is, again, you can see that in the formation of galaxies. And the field, the energy that comes out of this is a piece of energy. Now, think of it. We all say, oh, there's no free energy. If free energy is impossible. Right. Riddle me this, Batman. This, oh, did you see that? Moved it. Right. This itself is free energy. What is coming out of here? What is coming out of here? Energy is permanent. This is doing something permanently. I don't want to throw this, but something is happening. Where does this force come from? This is the simplest free energy machine you could possibly build. It's a magnet. Energy is permanently coming out of here. And it is more than that. Energy is permanently coming out and is also permanently going back in again. The universe, this is the creation of the universe. This thing is literally the universe creating and destroying itself. One side the universe is diverging away, and the other side it's converging back in again. You have a clockwise divergence and a counterclockwise convergence. This itself is energy. What are you talking about? There's no free energy. That's it. I'll prove it. And I dare them to prove me otherwise. They can't explain this. The only guy, the best guy to explain magnetism is this guy, Ken Wheeler. Again, I'll leave the links below. So he's the guy that's done a lot of work on magnetism, and a lot of what I'm saying I've learned from him, so I've got to give him credit. You see, this all may sound like crazy nonsense, and if you've got this far, well done. But it's not crazy nonsense. What I'm trying to explain to you here is closer to reality. This is reality that I'm sharing with you here. This is hardcore reality. What is nonsense is the science you've been told. The quantum mechanics, the general relativity, all this stuff is nonsense. That is actually a fairy tale. You've been told a fairy tale. Oh, this is matter. And again, they now say a magnet. Where's this force come from? Oh, it's virtual photons. What do you mean virtual photons? You might as well say, well, there's a little fairy dancing on it, and that fairy is catching it. There are no virtual photons. That's nonsense. You just look. We know there's a force. Something is going on. I can feel it. This is a strong old magnet. It's crushing my fingers. But that is a free energy machine. If I put this on this side, it's going to fly off. How's it flying off? How's it giving this thing? How is it giving it energy? And it's never giving, it's never stopping. It's permanent energy coming out of here. What are you talking about, no free energy? Look at that. So you've been told a fantasy. You've been told the fact there's no free energy is impossible. Look, what's that? Of course it's free energy. So this is real science. I'm trying to tell you what is reality. And you have to let go of the fantasy that you've been told.